Guys and dolls, Freedom Dot here. It's a tad bit windy, but I got the microphone, so I have it. Where is it? There, it's there. I've got a wee safety pin on it, so it is in out of the wind, but you might still catch wee bits of the wind. So I do apologise. Hat's always got fluff on it, so it is. The house is a building site right now. Yeah, frustrating, really frustrating. It's into the second week now, so it is. And I feel like, I don't know if they're finished or not, but I think they are finished putting cupboards up, and half my cupboards are no longer there. So I will show you a video of the outcome. It's I'm a wee bit deflated about it. A couple of wee things here and there. I've basically lost 2 double units, so that's 4 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4 doors, so it's 2 doubles. And another double unit behind the door. It's gone, and they're not putting back up again. So it's strange, you know what I mean. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they get it sorted, and you know what I mean. But it doesn't surprise me. Really doesn't surprise me. It's just the nature of the beast now. Cutbacks. Our government are throwing money out left, right, and centre all around the world. There's another shitload of money away to Syria. £50 million or something, probably more than that. And yeah, straight into the hands of terrorists. From British taxpayers to the hands of terrorists. No two ways about it. Without a doubt, in my mind, or anybody else's mind that's educated on politics and educated on terrorist organisations, they were already bringing out Sharia law. They've made that clear. They're going to bring out Sharia law. They're telling women to cover up already. So, very strange that the British government are now supporting that kind of thing. And that sort of tells me a lot of the direction that the British government are wanting this country to go in. And I've said that before. It's only a matter of time before dogs can't be walked just anywhere, and for fear of offending Muslims. You're going to find it difficult to buy pork anywhere in certain areas. There is already Sharia courts in England. That's factual. I think there's 4 or 5 that I'm aware of. And women have to cover up in some of these areas. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Dare any woman walk through some of these areas with short skirts or anything on. You know what I mean? Well, it's obvious if the police are getting chased out, like I've showed you many times, and can't go in and take out 2 vulnerable children. First time ever, guys, first time ever in the history of our country has our government failed to go in and protect 2 children, get them out of a community. First time ever our police have been beaten back by a community and chased out of a community, And this is the policies that our Labour government are pushing onto the streets of Britain, without a doubt, factual and all the rest of it. But, I've got a wee idea for the video, you know what I mean? I've had this sitting for a couple of days now, and obviously I've got videos to bring with it, so I know you like a wee bit of video, and I do, you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, there's certain people, like Silver Fox, you know what I mean? And other guys, guy called Denver. I know he does bring stuff. I think it's important, like content creators, to bring wee clips. It just breaks up the video, I think. I think a lot of followers just maybe it gets a bit monotonous to see me walking about all the time, and it is nice just to see a wee clip come in and sort of bring context to what I'm saying, if not to back up what I'm saying, So yeah, so basically, I'm not going to put this in the title or nothing, you know what I mean, but it is about Tommy, And like I say, I do my videos for my followers, and for the people already here, anybody that finds me, anybody who's passed me on to somebody else, and get one of your friends to follow me, somebody that that thinks like you, thinks like me, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not just looking for randoms just to come along because they think I'm spewing hatred, guys. Got to be a fair, equal, level playing field opinion. And it's just unfortunate that it does come across that way, but that's not my fault, I don't create the news. I report the news of what's going on in this country, I don't tell the government to fork out millions to mosques when they weren't under any threat. I don't tell the government to fork out 50 million to Syria, to terrorists in Syria. I don't tell the government to fork out billions every year to Ukraine, a war that we should have no involvement whatsoever, you know. And I certainly don't tell the government to give out billions every year in other foreign aid, you know. And you know, guys, I do understand a lot of you watching this right now are probably got something wrong with their mental health or physically, and that's why you're off work right now, you know. And maybe injuries or something, or long-term health conditions. We've got somebody else out here, do we? Yeah, we got another body out here, guys. It's the first time for me. So yeah, we'll just take our time. We'll go this way. Oh, they're walking quite slow. So we'll go this way. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I never voted for Labour. You know, I never created the situation we're in. You know what I mean? I never created the grooming gangs. It wasn't me that forced. Was it majority Pakistani men that were involved, according to the news reports? That's got nothing to do with me now. You know, like I say, I'm not creating any situations or dealing with or like causing anything. I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm telling you what the feeling is in the streets, what other people are feeling, you know, and what a lot of people are scared to actually come out online and say because they don't want to go to prison, which is totally understandable. And that's the world we live in, you know. That's how the government, you silence people through fear of prison, taking them away from their families at Christmas time, you know, things like that, you know, splitting families up, kids missing their fathers because they're in prison for speaking their mind, you know. That's the world we live in right now in Britain, guys. So, talking about silencing people, that brings me on to Tommy Robinson. Now, I keep on saying, guys, you know, I've been preaching Tommy stuff for a long time, just like Amber, you know. Amber's the exact same. She's been there from day one, and she's been through what most people go through when in their workplaces and that, when you support Tommy Robinson. And you see what's happened to me, being barred from the stables, which I'm going to touch on that at the end of the video, guys. If you can just hang on for that, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, so, yeah, I you know, there's a lot, so much content from Tommy Robinson, from I would have said, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to take the person away from the name. You know, the legend. Let's use, like, I want the Tommy Robinson's like a movement in it. Tommy Robinson era. That's what I'm going to talk about. This is how I'm going to explain it. So, if the Tommy Robinson era has been the last 15 years, and it's been quite amazing, and we owe the guy an awful lot, and a lot of people aren't going to realise how much we actually owe this guy until later on, you know. But I'm going to give my followers a wee bit of idea what everybody else is going to click onto shortly. And we still have, obviously we've got the mainstream media, right? We've got the Sky News, your Channel 4, your BBC, your Tommy Robinson haters, because that's what the government want them to do. The government demand that they do not speak about Tommy Robinson, and they only have people on that speak bad about Tommy Robinson. That's the rules, fools. You know what I mean? That's the rules for these fools. So, like the sheep that they are, like the people that they've sold their soul, we all know, like, you know, people like me, and I'm not going to put myself with all these names, but me, Paul Thorpe, has Gopher Talks, Silver Fox, please forgive me. There's a guy, and I keep forgetting his name, and I've been following him for years. I'm going to put him up here, so I am, because he deserves this, so he does. And I've been following the guy for years, honestly, like. But then he came off. He was having problems, like all right-wing content creators. He was having problems, and they were coming from every direction. His family as well, and he had to come offline for a while. But then he popped up again, exact same style. This one consistent content creator, you know. He's not everybody's cup of tea, so he's not. But that's down to shallow people, I think. So if you could jump over and give him a wee subscribe and send him some love. And a big thank you for all the hard work he's put in, you know, because these guys go unsung heroes, like, as far as I'm concerned, you know. They're no big channels. I've got hundreds of thousands of viewers and getting shitloads of clicks and comments and, you know, 3.5 thousand views within like 10, 15 minutes. No, nothing like that. So you got to understand what drives these guys, you know, what makes them do that. Why do they put themselves so much danger, you know? And that's what makes them different than the rest. That's why I ask you to follow these guys, you know. And like I'm going on about the mainstream media and their attitude with Tommy and how dare they speak of his name. But we're seeing a big change, a big shift. Like I'm saying, you know, everybody's suffering. Every Tommy Robinson dedicated follower of Robinson, so I'm almost going to start singing their teas. Oh no, nobody doing that. But yeah, all have come under some sort of problems or trouble in their journey with Tommy, you know. And I have to say, it's getting fewer and fewer and fewer. So many people are waking up, it is unbelievable, but we've still got people like this.
Thank you to everybody online who has been in touch, including all those people who are saying that I'm a liar and that Tommy Robinson isn't a racist. I mean, he is. Just, you know, do some basic research and you'll find out. So thank you to everybody who's been in touch, including those people who've been horrible, and some who haven't been horrible, some who've been totally respectful and just saying they disagree with me, and that's okay if we disagree.
So, I don't know what to say, you know. What I am going to say is remember that. Remember that name, remember that face. Let's not let these people forget how they attacked a young man from Luton, one of our working class boys, all because they were told to by the top. Sold their souls. That's what they've done. They've sold their souls because if they researched it, they would know. So that tells me they do know. You know, when you've got thousands of people phoning in to complain, telling you that Tommy Robinson isn't a racist, you would think you would do a wee bit of research, wouldn't you? You would think, maybe I've got this wrong. They know they've got it wrong, but they've sold their soul. They don't care. The money means more than anything else. So I'm going to tell you, let's not forget these people. Let's never, ever forget the people that are implicit with trying to bring down this government by trying to silence men that were trying to protect us and our country. You know, no two ways about it. And the reason why I'm saying these guys that the tides are changing and people are starting to awaken is because of this.
Easy as a young black woman to say, actually, I support Tommy Robinson for these reasons.
Yeah. No, I do get a lot of hate from it. Sometimes I even get death threats from people realizing that I support Tommy Robinson. And I don't blame them. It is a bit of an odd situation to look at because I feel like the media and the establishment have done such a good job at convincing people that the black woman is the most oppressed person on the planet because she's black and she's a woman. And the white man is the most, privileged person on the planet because he's white and he's a male. So when you see the two worlds kind of in the same, location, it kind of does raise an eyebrow, like what's going on. But that's why I purposely try to be in these environments because I want people to see that if I'm here, how can they possibly be racist? And I also find it fascinating that Peter Cardwell said that all you have to do is just do your research. I did my research. I could not find not one racist comment.
You understand? Can you see what I'm saying? You know, we're just making this stuff up. Things are changing, guys. Things are changing, and I want you to have a smile on your face today. If you, like me, have been following Tommy Robinson and following everything else to do with our country and the state of it with irregular immigration, I want you to put a smile on your face because Tommy Robinson hasn't suffered for nothing, believe you me. And he knows that. Everybody that's intelligent knows that. And this is why I don't understand why the government have done this. Because once you do something, you can't undo it. Just like when you say something, you can't unsay it, you know. And I think the government have done and said enough to do us for quite a wee while. And I want you to never forget this, guys. Yes, they're in power right now. Yes, they're controlling the multimedia. Yes, you're only hearing what they want you to hear. And it can sound quite scary. It can sound quite disheartening when you see the media, and the way they talk. And, when they talk big up and they say, hey, somebody's doing it, and you're like, no, they're not. They're the most hated people in the fucking planet right now. There's even people in America hate them. Never mind everybody in Britain. It's like, it's gone past how much we hate our government now. It's now branching out into Europe and the rest of the world and America. And still, the Labour Party, like a girlfriend that won't leave, or a boyfriend that just doesn't get the message, they hang on to power. And they're oblivious to what's coming. Totally oblivious. Because if they knew what was coming, believe you me, they would be going, you know what, guys? We were voted by the people, and it seems the people don't want us no more, so we're going to hold a general election. That's what decent human beings would do. And if we don't have decent human beings in power, what chance have we got? So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, it's hard for me to explain it completely, but I'm trying to give you a wee bit of an idea of the optics. Everything's about the optics. When you look back, you only look back on what's been done and what's been said. You can't change it, no matter what. In this day and age of the explosion of the internet and the explosion of content creators like myself and other guys and girls coming out, and there are so many. Honestly, guys, there's so many. You could not keep up with them all. There's that many. I try to jump between them all, and like the Lotus Eaters and that, couldn't watch it every time they put a video out. But that's not what they're here for. They're no that kind of clickbaity sort of, and that's just the way I see it. That's my opinion. You know what I mean, guys? But the Tommy Robinson era is going to be what saves this country. Because no matter what anybody says, when anybody goes, if he's got proof, we just bring out Tommy Robinson. And when I say Tommy Robinson, I'm talking about the era of Tommy Robinson, the history of Tommy Robinson. When you put down on paper or on video what that man's been through, it becomes clear to everybody who exactly has been running this country. When you see how biased the media are, Channel 4 News, BBC, Channel 4, Sky, and he's basically people that should not be in broadcasting. They should not be in broadcasting.
Relationships, they're slandering. During lockdown, it was no different. If you didn't comply, if you didn't wear a mask, and who pushed that agenda? None other than pig vomit in there, Piers Morgan. And as for you, Cardwell, calling Robinson a racist, you owe the British public and Tommy Robinson an apology.
And hopefully, as we arise and as we grow and people awaken and people leave mainstream broadcasting and come on online, we're going to show these people how much they're not wanted by turning off. We have the power to turn off and to turn on. You get me? We're not being held down and forced to watch anything. Just like you're not forced to watch this video. You choose to watch this video. You're also choosing to stay and watch this video right now. And that's so powerful. So powerful, guys. You don't realise it. And you don't realise it because this is the beginning. This is like the first wave. It's like the wave that tests the water, We're like the scouts to go out to see what the resistance is like, to see what the armory's like on the other side. What have they got, We're testing the waters, guys, for yous. And then yous will be coming forward after us. And if the government think they've got a problem with us, imagine what it's going to be like when all yous come online, And you really don't have to go online and do what I'm doing. When I say go online, it's watch, like, subscribe, and share. It's also telling your friends, oh, what's a really good video today? Paul Thorpe, Paz 49. he really said some things that I've been thinking, and he seems to be the only people that's saying it. And it's strange why we're having to go to these people, and this is why these clowns are growing, because they're saying the things that people are thinking. You know, it's as simple as that. And one day, these big channels are going to turn their back on their bosses. They are like, and they're going to realise that the tide is coming up over their neck, and they're going to start panicking, and they're going to turn to us, and we're going to turn our backs, because we're never going to ever forget what our media has done to us in the last 20 years. How they've kept things silent, how they've hidden abuses, child abuses, attacks on women, all because of the perpetrators. Now, this is the first time ever in history that I've ever seen any news source afraid to speak of a monstrous crime because of the perpetrator and because who that perpetrator is. They are going to be held accountable for that one day. They are going to see the judgment of the people when everybody turns off. So guys, I just want to leave you with this thought, you know. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're thinking, no matter how hard things may be in your area right now, yep, I understand. There's people around you suffering everywhere, by every way. We've got kids suffering with mental health. We've got old people suffering because they can't heat their homes. We've got normal working families struggling to provide, and they're spending most of their lives away from their families. They're working from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You know, they're not seeing daylight, some of these people, and they're still struggling to feed and clothe their families. We have people in our communities dying because they're not getting the care they need, waiting years on waiting lists for life-saving care that would save their lives and let them spend a reasonable amount of time with their loved ones and their grandchildren. But that right's being taken away because we are overcome with irregular immigration. And while all the governments point the finger at each other, our media are the most guilty from all of them. Every single one of them. The Guardian is one of the biggest sinners to this country. The Guardian should hold their head in shame, and we will hold the Guardian accountable one day. One day you will only have one side wanting to buy your papers, and believe you me, they're not going to give you a penny for it, you know, and you're all going to go bankrupt. And we'll remember all your reporters, your Lizzie Bradens or Brysons, whatever her name is. We'll remember all these people, you know. There will be documentaries done about them all. There'll be in-depth discoveries about who they are, why they behaved at this time like the way they behaved. I'm going to go this way just to finish this, guys. Why have they behaved the way they behaved at this time in history in our country? Who were they working for? Who was paying them? What else was our politicians and our news media getting from individuals like Ali? How many palms were being greased? How many people sold their souls? So guys, I'm Freedom Dad. Let me tell you something. The future is going to be very, very bright for us. This is the beginning of the end for them. Be patient. Let's get Christmas out of the way. Let's look forward to an amazing summer of activity from the right to bring awareness to the rest of the country, to let everybody know that you aren't on your own and we are coming to save you all. I'm Freedom Dad, and I love every single one of you, and as always, God bless.